Okay, we're going to start with the nation. APC Atiku Baker over Tinubu's Chicago State certificate. Forex crisis. Federal government opens talks with World Bank. 8 killed in Osun communal clash. 200 million mobile lines active, says NCC. Supreme Court to rule on Kanu on December 15th. Analysis here. Atiku's frantic hunt for after-discovered evidence. Senate summons service chiefs for rising insecurity. School curricula now to embrace infotech. And 2 billionaire palliative cash for Osun still unspent, says governor. All right, let me start with the major headlines. So the bickering between the APC and the PDP has continued as Atiku Abubakar, that's the former vice president and a candidate of the PDP at the last elections, held a news conference yesterday following the documents he had obtained from the Chicago State University, and said that he would actually file fresh evidences at the Supreme Court, which he's headed to. If you recall, the PDP candidate had filed 52 grounds of appeal at the Supreme Court after his case was unanimously thrown out by the Presidential Petition Court Tribunal. Now, so he's going to be filing additional, saying that, according to him, Atiku is going to be filing 2 counts. At first, the president had submitted a forged certificate to INEC, and secondly, that the qualifying certificate from Southwest College to Chicago State University bears a female name, indicating that that document does not belong to the president. However, the APC has said that the president, that the former VP is only chasing shadows. So that PDP has thrown away every decency, decorum, dignity, and national respectability out of the windows on his purposeless judicial voyage of discovery to the United States in search of a magic wand for taking power against the will of the Nigerian electorate, loudly expressed in the last elections. He said that the berated Atiku's desperation, noted that the former vice president's action was unbecoming of a statesman who once occupied the second highest office in the land. So we'll see how that goes with the Supreme Court.
Yeah. I have the Senate yesterday invited service chiefs to brief them on the steps that they are taking to mitigate the rising insecurity across the land. Yesterday, I had sort of made an appeal, so it looks like we're all of the same mind here. So the chiefs of defense, army, air, naval staff were all at the meeting at the Senate, and they were asked. So the military and other security agencies were asked to conduct special operations to dislodge the bandits terrorizing the Northwest Zone and also other parts of the country. They were also urged to be more proactive and ensure that those who have been kidnapped already, are released or are found. They mentioned that specifically, especially as these are the most recent, we have the kidnap that happened at the Federal University in Gusau, Zamfara State, Katsina. Then we have also the NYSC, the core members that were on their way for service, who were kidnapped in Zamfara as well. So these are some of the things that were laid down for them. The lawmakers also, talking to the federal government, says that it has to address manpower needs of the police to enable them tackle the security situations. Right. They also called on the federal government to address unemployment and poverty, as they believe that these are two of the biggest reasons why we have these recurring issues. Okay. Then, we that since the kidnappings that have been happening, we had set up like a school protection squad, and they're also enjoining them to do better, and do in protecting students in schools. Okay.
And that's the nation.
Okay, I have one. 8 feared killed in Osun communal clash. There was a clash between Ilobu community in Irekpodun local government area and Ifon, headquarters of Orulu local government areas of Osun State, and it was quite dangerous because 8 people have been confirmed dead. The DPO was also shot, but the state police commissioner Yemisi Opalola has reported this, and also trying to see how the Jagun of Ilobu community can take responsibility for this. So it's still quite an issue. We hope the good news is the NYC members were evacuated from the place before the issues broke out, about 30 of them.
So I have NCC, 220 million active mobile lines in Nigeria. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC,
a lot of mobile lines,
had said that the number of active users of mobile lines in Nigeria are 220,716,000. He made this known at the 18th Abuja International Trade Fair organized by the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry yesterday. And so he went on to say that the telecoms are doing a great job in providing employment opportunities for citizens of the country, but he encourages that they're not overburdened by taxes and levies. So this was said by the Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Professor Umar Dambata. So he said this at the trade fair. And so at international trade fairs, organizations will have days where they have like symposiums or workshops. So this was said in one of those days. So he's hopeful that this would also benefit Nigeria in the long run. And he also mentioned that the number of active internet subscribers in Nigeria is about 159 million. So those are the number of people that use the internet in Nigeria. It's
good news.
So it's good news, but it's our prayer that there's a ripple effect on the economy such that it is globally recognized, not just here in Nigeria.
I don't think it's even good to be able to identify people. So now we have a way to access almost every citizen, which is a great thing. The Punch. Chicago record, Tinubu betrayed me. I'll fight till Supreme Court's verdict, says Atiku. Picture here, NUT demands more reforms, teachers to undergo internship. Lagos-Abeokuta highway remains a death trap, motorists lament. Tinubu approves 25,000 Naira monthly grants for vulnerable pensioners. Disregard request for my impeachment, Ayedatiwa writes CJ. Manufacturers experiencing toughest period in history, says Man. Depots deserted as petrol landing cost hits 770 Naira per litre. And Works Ministry seeks 217 billion Naira to repair 260 roads. Okay, which story are we starting with?
I will start with the National Union of Teachers. As Ronke had earlier told us, yesterday was Teachers' Day. So in commemoration of the day, we have NUT demanding implementation of more reforms in the teaching profession. The national president of NUT, Titus Amba, says that the country required a total of 175,000 qualified teachers needed to fill the capacity gaps in schools across the country. They also talked about the welfare packages, and that 3 years after the reforms that were made by the last administration, those have still not been implemented. Yes. It's also sad to find that there are teachers, retired teachers, who their pensions are a lot less than the current minimum wage that we have today. So, we do have some states who were reeling out like the new packages that they have, welfare packages for teachers. And so NUT is asking that these be implemented. Our president also lent his voice to, to the call and says that they will be seeing an improved wage going forward. So well done, our teachers. We see you. We hear all the issues that that you have to deal with, and I hope that this administration really does better for teachers.
All right, let me just quickly throw in one more story before we go on a break. The chairman of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Odiri Area Magazine, said that the manufacturing sector is currently experiencing the toughest period in the history of its existence. They were speaking yesterday at the annual general meeting, and there was a theme where they specifically said that since the pandemic, exporters have struggled with reduced international demand, coupled with domestic economic challenges such as high exchange rates, high cost of energy, multiple levies and taxes, port congestion, unending insecurity, infrastructure challenges, and so many others. She was also saying that that these are really, really tough times, and they're hoping that the federal government can reconsider the 34 deserving exporters that were stepped down by the 9th Assembly from participating in the promissory notes program. So, I mean, they really, really need help, according to them. These are really tough for them, and we all agree that we need to export more, manufacture to export, and that hopefully the relationship that they have with the Africa that's Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement would also enhance exportation to other African countries, but according to them, they're having serious issues with exportation because of the current economic challenges and hoping that federal government can do something to really mitigate this trend. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. Toby, have a story? Punch?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Tinubu approves 25,000 Naira monthly grant for vulnerable pensioners. So President Bola Tinubu has approved the payment of 25,000 Naira monthly grants to vulnerable pensioners captured in the expanded National Social Register of the Conditional Cash Transference Scheme. So this was made known by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, and she said this on Thursday, stating that the Labour Congress, the Nigerian Labour Congress, should work hand in hand with the government to ensure that there's a register of, like a database of the vulnerable pensioners that would benefit from this. So this would come from the NLC generating the register.
Exactly.
And not...
I like that.
Yes.
So
and
now
not the
that's the
government.
collaboration that
Yes.
they've been seeking.
That's,
Okay.
and
Give
so,
us the list
Yeah.
and we'll pay them.
and we'll pay them exactly, which is like a good thing
To
as
earn their
against
trust.
what we've
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
had in the past, that is the government that is bringing.
Yeah.
And so this
I think
Like
that's
that.
a good
is
one.
really, really exciting. This was made known in the president's speech on Independence Day when he committed 25,000 Naira for 15 million households for 3 months.
Yeah.
And so this will be commenced next month.
We would like to hear what
Punch,
NLC
very
thinks
good.
about that.
All right.
I have a story.
Go ahead, please.
Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway remains a death trap, motorists lament. Motorists and commuters have lamented that the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway has remained a death trap due to its bad state. I wish we could see a picture. It's really bad. A correspondent who visited the road on Thursday reported that the worst hit are some spots around Abulegba, U-turn. Is that not on Lagos? Abulegba, U-turn, Ijayi, Alakuko. So he explained that the road is bad and it damages vehicles. When a vehicle gets damaged, you know, you take it off the road and increases. It adds to the complaints that we get from so many Nigerians. So we're asking that we do something about it. I mean, cars are practically sinking into that road. And it's supposed to be a federal road.
Yeah. Daily Sun, CSU certificate saga, no retreat, no surrender on Tinubu says article. Terrorism, Supreme Court decides Kanu, FG's fate December 15th. World Teachers Day, Tinubu promises better days as a Giti teacher emerges best in Nigeria. CBN mom as World Bank dubs Naira's Africa's worst performing currency. NJI EFCC seek legislation on unexplained wealth. Senate summons security chiefs over abduction of varsity students. Trade, Germany contributed 3 billion euros to Nigeria's economy in 2022, says envoy. And economic hardship to worsen as Abuja filling stations shut down over liquidity crisis and others. Okay, any story in daily?
Yes, I do. EFCC and National Judicial Institute and then other stakeholders in the anti-graft war have called for what they call a robust, globally acceptable legislation to tackle the issue of unexplained wealth in Nigeria. So this was, highlighted during the 7th session of the workshop. They're saying that in Nigeria, you have issues where people have unexplained wealth, especially, they live such luxurious, flamboyant lives, and, when compared to what they would, what they earn or what they put forward as their earnings monthly or annually, just does not correspond. He says that they're saying that in many other countries, like in the United States, in Kenya, the United Kingdom, Hong Kong, there's legislation that focuses on, sort of dealing with unexplained wealth. But we don't have anything like that in Nigeria, and this is something that we really need to, look into and get. The thing is, especially in Nigeria, where we're talking about drug
Substance abuse.
trade, the drug trade, we do have a lot of people who we would say, oh, they have so much money. Where are they? How are they earning their money? It is important that we're able to have legislation that keeps people in line or in check. If you're unable to, if you're unable to explain your wealth and that would cause that there's a legislation against it, you be careful how you earn your money, and I think it's a good step in the right direction.
Okay, any other story in Daily Sun?
Yes, I have a story. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, represented by his Vice President Kazim Shettima, made a promise yesterday at the World Teachers' Day event. He noted that Nigeria's future can only be safeguarded by investing in education, empowering teachers, and providing every child with a tool to reach their dreams. So he was pleased to tell us that there's a new policy coming up, and the policy has to do with the retirement age of teachers in order to design and retain an wealth of experience within the educational system, and also to further discourage this jackpot syndrome, because we hear that they are looking for teachers everywhere. But the beautiful part of this report is a public primary school teacher in Ekiti who emerged as the best teacher in Nigeria. I wonder what the parameters are, but we celebrate her. She was given a car, and other people from private schools all the way. I think Rivers State even took it up to not just the federal level, also within the state, and so many teachers had brand new cars yesterday. Thank you, Nigeria.
Lagos started something.
Lagos started, yeah. I remember the first year, a few years ago, about 12 teachers, then I think it increased to 13 teachers.
Yes.
So I'm not sure this year, but I know that every year the governor's been giving them cars and public school teachers, and they're doing amazingly. Yeah.
My mom was also in that
That's
space, but she didn't get a car.
She has to work harder next time.
She's even retired now.
Okay, let me take World Bank. So experts have reacted to World Bank's latest Africa's Pulse report that placed Naira and the Angolan Kwanza as the worst performing currencies in Africa. The Global Bank in the report noted that Nigerian Naira experienced nearly 40% depreciation in this year, 2023, noting that the tumbling was unprecedented and bad for Africa's biggest economy. Other currencies in the sub-Saharan Africa with flunking currencies include the Sudanese pound, Burundian francs, Congolese francs, and so many others. Well, according to this report, CBN is still mum. Did not say anything about this so far, but experts said the development must be treated as a wake-up call to take decisive actions to arrest the free fall of the Naira. Also, the Director General of the Center for Promotion of Private Enterprise, CPP, Dr. Muda Yusuf, said that it was high time the federal government brushed aside sentiment and politics to tackle issues concerning balance of payments and foreign exchange scarcity. That is, we're having it right now. CBN must find a way to defend the Naira. And how do you do that? Encouraging more of exports so we can get, because everybody now is looking for dollar. Everybody is changing their Naira to dollar because of the weakening of the Naira.
So I have a story.
Still in Sun?
Yes,
okay.
Senate summoned security chiefs over abduction of university students. And so yesterday at the Senate, there was a call for the security chiefs over the rising abduction of university students in many parts of the country. And so we've had a report from the Federal University in Dutsima in Katsina State stating that 5 female students were abducted. We'd also had 8 core members that were abducted on the way to camp in Zamfara State. Then we also had 12 other students abducted from 3 hostels in the Federal University in Gusau, in Zamfara State. And so the Senate, this motion was moved by a member of the Senate, Abdulaziz Musa Yaradua, stating that the Senate should focus on the abduction of these students because it is now becoming a cause of worry for other universities within the northern states. And so the service chiefs, the security chiefs are being called upon to resolve this, and then there's also going to be a date where they are going to call all these security personnel within the country to really focus on those areas to bring a lasting solution to this, especially for our students, our undergraduates, and our core members.
Great. Moving on quickly now to the Nigerian Tribune. Let's find a story we've not taken at all. Ensure local government areas get allocations directly, not through governors, says Afe Babalola to Tinubu. Sex scandal, why we arrested suspended Unical professor, says DSS. Supreme Court slates December 15th to determine Nnamdi Kanu's fate, and impeachment disregard request from Ondo Assembly. Adegborowa writes Ondo CJ.
Yes, so the DSS has arrested the suspended Dean of Faculty of Law, University of Calabar. I don't know if we remember that story, you know, where the allegations of sexual misconduct, and they said the reason why they have they are involved in these cases because the ICPC actually reached out to them, and so in the spirit of interagency cooperation, it's supporting this operation. So he has refused to respond to any of the calls that's been made to him concerning this issue, and so the DSS had to step in. So we'll see what happens to this professor now that he's been arrested by
Professor of
DSS.
Law, right?
Yes,
Okay.
his name is the Professor Cyril Ndifon.
All right, so let me talk about local government allocations. So the founder of Afe Babalola University Ado-Ekiti, Abuada's Are Afe Babalola SAN, yesterday tasked President Tinubu to ensure that local government areas in the country receive their allocations directly from the federal government. We've been discussing this for years, and the debate has been ongoing. And according to him, he says that many governors have hijacked these local government funds because the funds go straight to the state government before they then send it to the local government. He's saying they should be getting it directly from the federal government. He spoke while declaring open the 8th edition of the Afe Babalola Agricultural Expo, an annual gathering of farmers where they are empowered by Abuad. He explained that releasing funds to the council areas would enable the administrators to contribute to the socio-economic development of the communities, especially supporting farmers. I'm suggesting that local government areas should be empowered. Each local government should set up farming equipment to farmers to hire. They should also earmark large hectares of land for farmers to farm. Aside from even farming, we need local government to be really empowered to really bring government to the people. Potholes in the neighborhoods, schools repair, security
health
for
centers,
those little things.
Grassroots issues.
Yeah, they really need to be empowered. So some states hijack their funds. Other states take the salaries from the money and then give them the rest. So it depends. We really need to be clear where the local government starts, where
the state's government
starts and where it ends. Want to take a story? I think I've run out of time.
No, I just wanted to buttress what you mentioned. In the rural areas, food is actually also very cheap. And so I was traveling on this Ife-Ibadan expressway and I stopped to buy yam. And it was so cheap. And I was like, why is it? It was like 400 Naira per tuber.
Yes.
And so I now said, how come when it gets to Lagos? The lady was now saying, transportation.
Transportation. I wanted to answer.
Transportation.
Yeah.
That's, so it is a collaborative effort beyond just that.
It's transportation and also the fact that it's Lagos. Lagos should pay. Lagos should pay more.
We have to run. But you're right. I mean, transportation is key.
Yeah.
And that's why each local government should find that thing they're strong in. We can actually grow farms. If we that what Afebaba say that every local government has the power to actually have a farm and empower their farmers for their community. So there are so many things we can do, but it's not our hot topic for today. Let's go on a break. It's Friday, our celebrity Friday. Let's find out what's going on in Celebrity Kingdom. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.